What's up, Mr. Dave here. Gonna talk to you through this whole process looking at our crazy cool cave steam shower project. The steps involved, materials used. I really want to just get you into it and show you all the steps that we did, everything that's involved. It begins with project design. That's the beginning of the process. The client went ahead and actually poured a slab of concrete, but they had all the stub ups for all the various aspects of this structure that needs to have electricity, water, and venting for all the toilets and the shower and the sink. As we can see here, the highlighted arrows, there you go. Water line in the back, power in the front, a 1-inch feed for the power line. It's going to have a whole panel that's going to bring in, I don't know, 50-watt breaker. I'm not sure what they actually used, but this was already there. This is the beginning and how everything started. So I did a little doodle with the mouse there on a picture to show the yellow being the outline and the red where the rebar would go. The orange is a possible room that would isolate the toilet portion. And the only sketch that really showed anything was this blue outline, all just made with a mouse. So let's take a look at the start, the project layout. We had that all put down and tape, and that is kind of where I just wanted to lay it out so we get a feel for it. Very easy, very simple. And there's the rebar sitting there on the rocks, getting ready to put it in, and this was like the first day. All right, looking down from the north rock pile towards our work area, this whole thing's going to become a nice, big, crazy cave thing going on. So I'm standing up on the boulder that will be in the back of it. Started staging the rebar there, so this is how we do it, people. Got to get it done a little bit at a time, but what a crazy, cool job this is going to be. All right, the blue tape tells us where we're going to be putting the feature. There's like the foundation or footing area, the yellow little dots. That's chalk actually, and that's where I'm going to be laying stuff in. You just follow the tape. You can have the client confirm where the footprint is too. That's what's nice about that. Pretty simple, straightforward. So that's sort of a guide to where the project's going to be located on the ground. So we're going to be drilling in the rebar now. Okay, you people out there in the fake rock land, you love doing fake rock. Well, this is what we're doing on this one. The blue tape sort of outlines where the footprint of our giant cave structure will be coming up and over our heads. It's going to be a shower, bathroom thing. So we tape off sort of a perimeter, and then you get the hammer drill, and it's working good. The bit's actually getting into this DG. It's not DG, it's actually blue granite. Blue? I can't even talk. Anyway, you drill a hole in it like this. Try not to break your arm. There we go. Make a little bit of a swirl. If you do a little swirl, you can get the bit out. Sometimes it locks up. So there's a little tip and trick for Mr. Dave on the fake rock pile. Doing our big cave. This is what starts out the process. Okay, once you get the holes in, then you can start laying in the rebar. So let's get the rebar going. All right, Mr. Dave, doing day 3 on this cave thing we've been doing. First day, we actually were able to rebar. We were able to epoxy rebar into the deck area and all into these real rocks. So we had a bunch of sticks going up in the air, which this left side you're looking at still is not turned into anything, but this side we have been shaping out, starting to get ourselves the shape we want. And Daniel's adding in rebar and filling in the gaps. I kind of come along with a piece of rebar that operates sort of as an end point for the design, like what a plane will be, when it'll change, and how it'll turn into something kind of a rock shape. So this will be like a bubble, and these are going to connect and make the roof section of our cave. So we are rocking out now. Yeah! Okay, we're shaping our cave, fake rock cave shaping going on. So how do I do that? How do I figure that out? Well, I end up with a piece of rebar that's going to be a pivot point where the rock shape or face will change. So this one right here, I went ahead and set it up, and then we got a little jog in it. So this is sort of helping me design the shape of our boulder cave structure. The door is going to be right in here. We've already gone ahead and flushed out this side pretty good. Daniel's filling in the gaps. You can see the grid pattern we have here. But we'll go ahead and now come up with sort of a backbone piece of rebar and then get these bends, and that establishes where the next plane will be. You can kind of see how that'll be a flat boulder face, and then it shifts to this more vertical face. There's some more detail, like a notch right there, same kind of thing. We go ahead and find a place we're going to have it kick in. I'll step up. All right. So this structure here is popping out, so it'll be that negative pocket right there. So that's how we make our rocks, and in this case, our giant caves. Using our bender bars, we go ahead and shape and bend to get the tight bends, which is really cool. So moving along here, getting down this outer edge is all dialed in pretty good. We're coming along, one piece of rebar at a time. Riba, 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 everywhere, riba, riba. Remember Speedy Gonzales? And it was, he had the funny voice. Riba, riba. All right, rock's starting to take shape. Rebar starts the process. Pegboard on inside. When we're all done, it'll look like the real thing right here. I like that. And I can jump the pool if it's too hot. Oh yeah, baby. Okay, bye. Yola, Mr. Dave here, working the rock pile cave shower unit structure. It's been a bit time, just a few days actually, work days. We've been blowing this thing out, a giant boulder that has the backing, which is the pegboard, which is pretty cool. So we'll walk around this side a little bit. Ugh. It's gonna go in and then pop out, and there'll be a little wall right there, and that's gonna have a little knob up there. So the roof structure of the cave thing is happening, and you get it dialed in, and then you come back and figure out every little part of it as far as the design goes. At the same time, you're working the pegboard too. So I gotta get the roof dialed in. So update, there you go. I think it's day number 5, the 5th day, and that's it. We're smoking, yeah. All right, keep the ball rolling. You can see the features starting to come together. We've got the pegboard going on, tie wires tying together, those little concrete or mortar dobies that keep that separation. We want a good thick coverage on the rebar to keep from rusting. Amazing, but a little piece at a time. Move forward. We got the whole thing pegboarded out, looking pretty bad. A pretty big feature. That's going to be awesome. So now we're going to look at putting a conduit in, door frame templates too. All right, this is week number 3. We've got 2 weeks in our under our belt here. That's 10 days work days, and so it's looking beauteous. Pulling the plastic off. We had a little bit of thunder and rainstorms over the weekend, so let's take an exam walk here and see what's going on. We have our faux rock overhang steel prep ready to go, and so it's got a downhill slope so the water on the rain days can come and drip off this little pivot point. It goes uphill back up into it, which is what you want to do. Preset template frame for the pre-hung door that will be coming in here. Beautiful, couple grand door with tinted glass, absolutely spectacular. On the inside, again, we also have a template for the shower, steam shower, which will open in that way. And so we've got that set up. Conduit coming down, there'll be a light switch right here, and fans and whatever else. Bathroom toilets right over there. Not sure if we're going to be putting a wall in or not. That may be coming in later. Over here is the sink and the glass mirror. Nah, it is glass. Yeah, so the mirror. You know, when you try to walk and talk and chew gum, it's sometimes make your vocabulary go whoopsie. So over here is the west side of it. Got our 10-foot ladder there, so it gives you a little bit of sense of scale on this bad boy. Concrete mixing station right here. Got the wheelbarrow and the mixture behind me. Grado Ryobi, I think it is. Used to be an Emer brand, but we're going to pre-mix concrete and pour it up inside the blocks, which are going to go around the door structures there. So they're all before the big shotcrete day, because the big shotcrete day is too crazy. So you can we can stroll up this wherever there's a down slope. We get to put pegboard there, and then we can just put concrete in here, and it'll be great. And then we pull this off before shotcrete day. A lot of these things are going to be pre-poured to get all this detail. Otherwise, shotcrete can just swallow it up and never to be seen again. So as I walk up on top, See the conduit pre-pulled, flex conduit all through there. The blue is 3/4, the gray is 1 inch. So up here in Alpine, California, that's Viejas Mountain in the back, which I can see from my house, which is right around the bend over there too. So it's a wonderful 10-minute commute. So I'm loving that. So all this steel work giving us a really strong structure. It will not go anywhere, people, not even close. Tie wire spinnies is what we do to tie these all together, as you've seen in other videos. Pegboard stops it from going through. All of it comes off when we have access to it. All right, moving on to concrete pre-pouring. That's an amazing, easy part of this process, but in little chunks. Pour up little chunks at a time using the pegboard to create forms and gaps and spaces. You fill them in and you just work your way through the whole process. Let's see what I said when I was there on the job. All right, we're doing a horizontal view here. We are checking in with our cool cave grotto here. We're on week 5, I think it is. We have poured up the interior wall that goes around the shower door, and this is the one going in the steam shower. So then they're pulling off the pegboard, and we talk about the pegboard being awesome because you can just attach it anywhere you want with all the holes in there, and you can also tell where the concrete is when you're filling it up because it oozes out of the holes, and you know how much more you have to put in way down low on the deeper, higher drops for the concrete that's going in. So we're going to pull all the wood off this, the pegboard also. And then we come back with a diamond and cut off all the whiskers, I call them, the little pieces of wire that are from the tie wire process. So coming along, we got the window in the back already poured up, so we're going to dry set that and see how that one fits. The door, as I mentioned in the other video, also was put in, and so we turned it out and we realized we got to take this down a little bit more. It's open all the way to here, so it can move, but its tolerances are pretty tight, so we're going to trim that back a little bit more too. So continuing to move along on this crazy thing. All right, it is indeed pretty crazy inside this thing. We got the conduit in there a little bit. We got the rebar kind of going everywhere. There's an interior wall we've pre-poured and removed the pegboard, you can see right there. As we move into the shower area, this is the steam shower, and that's the window frame. You can see the pegboard still there. This next video, I think we've already pulled the pegboard off. That's the view out the steam shower window, which is really cool. Yeah, you can see the pegboard is removed. So we're moving forward on this. We still have to do shotcrete and stuff, but we're still pre-pouring the last of that interior wall and that upper portion. You can kind of see there where the light is. Pretty crazy. 4x4s hold the roof because we're going to pre-pour the roof area as well. We don't want it to bend or sag down into it. A lot of crazy stuff going on here, where this is the little area we're going to put the steam unit inside, this little cabinet, you could say. I'm going to make it with lids so it can actually be accessed to get down in there and put the equipment in and stuff. A lot of little holes get poured when you do this thing, and you just patch them up by hand. Daniel's putting in, again, more little pieces. The pieces really do, again, as I mentioned, make great little planes for a faux rock kind of look. That white PVC pipe is the vent for the shower, by the way. We've got our little outlets for switches and light switches and that sort of thing, plus the actual light fixtures themselves. There's that little spinner tool. We use that. We wrap the tie wire around the rebar and pull it through holes, and then twist it a few times and pull on it and spin, and that tightens that up. We have little spacers that I've talked about, the Dobie. So looking good. Just another insanely awesome sunset here in Alpine, California. All right, moving along here. One little blob of cement and rebar, stick at a time. Let's see how our amazing cameras adjust. Look at that. Whoa. So our interior wall is looking pretty good. Our bench is in here. The window preset is poured. This whole bench seat is dialed in. Pegboard's going up. Only have to do like the top little chunk that goes through the roof, and this whole interior wall will be copacetic. Moving into the back in our low light situation, setting up for our cool little tabletop kind of shelf behind the toilet, which is right in there. And we pre-poured the little spaces for the venting, and the light is low. And we got our bench seat in there, little shelves and stuff, toilet roll maybe over here somewhere. Looking good. We're going to put in the steam unit in there. That's going to get a piece of pegboard, or we'll pre-pour it, and it'll be all awesome. So this section going up into the roof is our next pour, and we will then have the interior walls completely done. And that's good because they're taking forever. And back out into the amazing red sky at night, Sailor Delight. Okay, people, moving on, checking out the little drone footage here before we get ready to move on to the second part of this crazy build. Concrete work is coming up next. You guys got to check it out. Check out the next one and see how we move into the full concrete work. Bam! Your walls have been pre-poured. That'll be the next session. Oh man, look at that. We pre-poured the roof, put the texture in there just like the rock work we want to do, making it nice. So check out the next one, as I said. And thank you for watching. Have a good day.